My name is Per-Erik Melander. I'm a catchment scientist and the chief scientist of the Agricultural Catchments program. And within the program, we're monitoring soils, groundwater, surface water and weather. So we're standing here at the outlet of the catchment, and this is where we're monitoring the river at a very high temporal resolution. We have an outdoor lab, a bankside analyzer, that takes a sample from the stream and analyzes this for phosphorus and nitrate. It does this on a sub-hourly basis, 5 to 6 times per hour. By now we have almost a decade of sub-hourly measurements in all the catchments in the outlets. And this high-resolution monitoring of water quality allows us to understand processes of how nutrients may be lost in the landscape through the water, how, when and where, what transfer pathways nutrients have moved in. This is very important if you want to design methods of how to improve water quality. Now, the uniqueness in this instrumentation is that we get concentrations of phosphorus and nitrate at the sub-hourly level, and we don't miss anything, and we can see how the concentration changes from base flow condition to storm events. There are also time lags in the system, so what we're monitoring now might be the effect of agriculture some years ago, depending on the time lags in the catchment. And this could be from 2 to 10 years or 2 to 20 years. So the program generates a lot of data, both biophysical and socioeconomical data, and this is analyzed by my colleagues in Johnstown Castle.
So my name is Noreen MacDonald. I am a soils researcher with the Agricultural Catchments program. I am based here in Teagasc in Johnstown Castle, and at the moment we are located here in the water lab. We have taken samples within the Catchments program. To date, probably over 10,000 samples have been taken. Uniquely, we soil test all our catchments at a resolution of every 2 hectares. From what we see, a decline in risky index 4 soils, which is good. We see a shift on the other side is that the phosphorus levels that are deemed insufficient for the crop to grow, the percentage area of soils that are deemed deficient in, for example, phosphorus, have increased. So there's a lot there for farmers to do in terms of improving their overall distribution of nutrients on farms. Certainly we will always be advising them to direct away from fields that have sufficient amounts, particularly those high index 4 soils that could be risky, and direct it towards those soils that do require them for better crop needs. It's beneficial to farmers to get an overall around balance, a healthy balance within their soils. Then you reduce the risk in terms of losses into the environment. So regular soil testing allows them to make better information and better judgments. We also give those soils back to the farmer, so they are basically able to, along with their advisor, make an informed decision of what the best nutrient management decisions should be on their farm.
I'm Edward Burgess, and I'm now the manager of the Agricultural Catchments program. The Agricultural Catchments program is working for a little over 10 years now, monitoring water quality on 6 locations around the country. The purpose of it is to evaluate the impact of farming on water quality, with a view to evaluating the regulations that farmers have to comply with as a result of the Nitrates Directive. We have 6 catchment areas throughout the country that are to represent different soil types and different farming systems. We have over 300 farmers in the 6 catchments, and if we couldn't work with them and if they wouldn't work with us, the catchments program wouldn't work. It wouldn't be possible to function without a good relationship with the landowners in each of the catchments. And we're fortunate to say that we do have that. Initially, when the Catchments program started, it would be fair to say that there was a certain amount of nervousness and anticipation, because we arrived and knocked on the door and said we're working on a research program evaluating the nitrate regulations. And any landowner or farmer would be nervous of involvement with the nitrate regulations. But through time, we have built up a relationship with them. We have 4 advisors working with the Catchments program, and they have a good relationship, and they provide a very good service to the farmers, both from an environmental and from a husbandry point of view. Very important that our findings are put into practice on the ground, and that's why I'm glad that we are working with farmers in the ground, because they can see our results and implement them, and the farmers that we work with get good knowledge from that. But in addition to that, we want it to be used throughout the country. The findings from the Catchments programme are disseminated through various sources. Every 4 years we will have a national conference, the Agricultural Catchments Programme Conference. The Agricultural Catchments Programme has been funded by the Department of Agriculture, Food and the Marine.